Hello, this is Dr. Kwang Lee. Today I would like to talk about a cutting-edge cancer treatment strategy that attacks cancer cells both internally and externally through the integration of targeted gene therapy and immune cell therapy. We are now entering a new era in cancer treatment. When people think of cancer treatment, they typically think of surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation therapy. However, with the advancement of medical science, two new approaches have drawn significant attention. First is targeted gene therapy, which works directly on the internal genetic abnormalities of cancer cells. Second is immune cell therapy, which uses our body's own immune system to detect and attack the distinct surface antigens of cancer cells. In simple terms, one approach targets the inside of the cancer cell, while the other mobilizes our body's external defense system. In this video, I will first explain what gene methylation abnormalities are, particularly hypomethylation, and how they influence cancer. Then I'll walk you through how targeted gene therapy works with real-life examples. After that, we'll look at how immune-based therapies, like dendritic cell vaccines, attack cancer from the outside, and what progress has been made in clinical trials. Finally, I'll compare the strengths and limitations of these two therapies and introduce the latest research combining both approaches for a personalized, double-pronged attack on cancer. I'll keep the explanation simple and conversational so anyone can understand, even if you're not a medical professional. Let's begin by understanding gene methylation and its link to cancer. To put it simply, some genes are asleep while others wake up. This is what we call methylation and hypomethylation. Gene methylation is a chemical process where a methyl group, CH3, attaches to DNA, like placing a bookmark or a Do Not Disturb sticker on a chapter in a book. This process usually keeps certain genes turned off. In healthy cells, this system is well balanced, but in cancer cells, this balance collapses. Cancer genomes show a unique pattern, global hypomethylation, where many genes become abnormally activated, and local hypermethylation, where crucial tumor suppressor genes get silenced. The result? The cell becomes uncontrolled and starts multiplying like crazy. This kind of hypomethylation not only affects gene expression, but also destabilizes the entire genome, making it more prone to mutations and chromosomal damage. Scientists believe this genomic instability leads to more aggressive, mutation-filled cancers. What's fascinating is that epigenetic changes, such as methylation, are reversible. While genetic mutations are often permanent, methylation patterns can be adjusted with medications. This raises a question. If we can reset these broken switches, can we treat cancer more effectively? That's exactly where targeted gene therapies come into play. First, what is targeted gene therapy? It's a way of targeting the weaknesses of cancer. Traditional chemotherapy attacks all rapidly dividing cells, both healthy and cancerous. In contrast, targeted therapy acts like a sniper rifle, hitting only specific molecules that drive cancer growth. For example, if a cancer cell overproduces a certain protein or carries a mutated gene, we design a drug that targets only that flaw. This results in fewer side effects and higher effectiveness. Second, epigenetic targeted therapy, awakening the silent genes. As mentioned earlier, some targeted therapies aim to restore normal methylation patterns. A key class of these drugs are DNA methylation inhibitors. Think of them as tools to unlock excessive methylation locks that silence tumor suppressor genes. Medications like 5-azacitidine and decitabine work by blocking the enzymes that attach methyl groups to DNA. Over time, as cells divide, this leads to gradual hypomethylation and reactivation of silenced genes, including those that suppress tumors. These drugs have already shown effectiveness in blood cancers. For example, 5-azacitidine is a standard treatment for high-risk myelodysplastic syndrome, MDS, and it's also being tested in breast cancer and leukemia. Although these medications can affect both normal and cancerous cells, the The concept of resetting the genetic expression of cancer cells is a breakthrough. Another promising direction is gene replacement therapy, where faulty genes like p53 are replaced with healthy versions using viral vectors. China has even approved a gene therapy that replaces defective p53 genes in some cancers. Gene editing technologies like CRISPR are also being studied, but are not yet widely used due to safety concerns. Third, molecular targeted therapies, pushing the exact buttons. Many cancers are now treated with small molecule inhibitors that target specific abnormal pathways. A classic example is imatinib, Gleevec, which revolutionized the treatment of chronic myeloid leukemia, CML, by inhibiting the BCR-ABL protein caused by a genetic mutation. Before this drug, CML was often fatal. Now many patients live normal lives by simply taking a pill. In non-small cell lung cancer, EGFR mutations can be treated with drugs like gefitinib, dramatically shrinking tumors in over 70% of patients with the mutation. However, resistance often develops within months or years, requiring newer generations of drugs or combination therapies. So, while targeted therapy is powerful, it's not perfect. It doesn't work for all patients, and cancer cells often evolve to escape it. Now, let's look at a very different approach: immune cell therapy. Fourth, immune cell therapy, using our body's army to fight cancer. Our immune system is designed to identify and destroy invaders like viruses and abnormal cells. Cancer cells can sometimes be caught early and destroyed, but many learn to hide from immune surveillance, much like a thief wearing a disguise. So, what if we could train our immune system to recognize and attack cancer again? That's the basic idea behind immune cell therapies. Fifth, dendritic cell vaccines, showing the face of cancer to our immune system. Among the oldest forms of immune therapy is the cancer vaccine, specifically the dendritic cell vaccine. Dendritic cells are like generals of the immune army. They present foreign antigens to T cells and command them to attack. By extracting a patient's dendritic cells, exposing them to cancer antigens in the lab, and then reintroducing them into the patient, we can help the immune system see the cancer and launch a focused attack. This approach has been tested in melanoma, brain tumors, prostate cancer, and others. The first FDA-approved dendritic cell vaccine, Sipuleucel-T, showed modest survival benefits in prostate cancer. However, the results haven't been dramatic across the board. Cancer is sneaky, and its environment often suppresses immune responses. That's why researchers are now combining dendritic cell vaccines with immune checkpoint inhibitors, which unmask the cancer cells. This combination shows promise in enhancing immune infiltration and increasing cancer-fighting activity. Sixth, CAR T-cell therapy, supercharging our T cells. One of the most exciting innovations is CAR T-cell therapy. It involves taking a patient's T cells and genetically modifying them to express a special receptor, CAR, that targets a specific cancer antigen. These engineered cells are then multiplied and infused back into the patient. Once inside the body, these super T cells hunt down and destroy cancer cells with remarkable precision. CAR T has been especially successful in blood cancers like leukemia and lymphoma, particularly those expressing CD19. Some patients who had no hope left have entered long-term remission, over 10 years in some cases. Despite its success, CAR T is not without risks. It can cause serious side effects like cytokine storm and off-target toxicity. It's also expensive and technically demanding. Moreover, it's less effective against solid tumors, which have more complex environments. Still, CAR T is a paradigm shift, and researchers are now exploring variations like CAR-NK and TIL therapy to expand its effectiveness. So, how do targeted therapy and immune therapy compare? Targeted therapy, fast and precise, hits specific mutations with fewer side effects. but works only if a targetable mutation is present and resistance is common. Immune therapy. Slower to act, but if effective, can provide long-term surveillance. Some patients may experience a durable remission. However, response rates vary and side effects can be serious. In short, targeted therapy is like a sniper, while immune therapy is like training an army. Neither approach is perfect on its own, but together, they can be far more effective. Can we combine them? Yes, this is the future. Researchers are now combining targeted and immune therapies. For instance, using targeted drugs to shrink tumors and reveal hidden antigens, then bringing in immune therapies like checkpoint inhibitors or vaccines to finish the job. In liver and skin cancer, this combination approach has already improved outcomes and is gaining approval as first-line treatment. Also, using epigenetic drugs like hypomethylating agents can make cancer cells express more antigens, making them easier for the immune system to recognize. The ultimate goal is personalized, multi-layered therapy, an individualized cocktail based on a patient's genetic and immune profile. Conclusion: the future of cancer treatment. Today we explored how modern medicine is developing ways to attack cancer from both inside, via genes, and outside, via the immune system. We learned that targeted therapy delivers a precise strike. Immune therapy offers lasting surveillance. Combining both could lead to better, more durable results. As we move forward, treatment will become personalized, based on a patient's specific cancer type, genetic mutation, and immune profile. Imagine a scenario where cancer's internal engine is shut down, and immune forces surround it from the outside. The cancer would have no place to hide. Of course, we still have challenges ahead, but with accurate science and steady progress, this vision is becoming a reality. This gives hope, not just to patients and families, but to everyone affected by cancer. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and like. Your support helps me continue creating meaningful content. Stay healthy and take care.